Good morning, guys. It's Darcy. I am back and I am with my puppy Panda, per usual. Okay, I'm going to be talking about glimmers and gratitude in this video, and if you've been keeping up with my page, yes, I did already post a video on this about a week ago, but I deleted it because then I realized after I rewatched, I didn't say everything I wanted to say, and I just think that this topic is just so important to change your perspective on your own reality, is glimmers and gratitude. So I'm just gonna redo it all. Just gonna restart. If you did watch that video though, this might be a little repetitive, but there is more information in it, okay? I'm just trying to get the point across because it really can shift your reality once you do focus more on those aspects of your life versus tying yourself too deeply to negative notions of it. But even with that being said, it is still very important to be aware of your emotions. Definitely give yourself time to process whatever you may be going through. And there is hardships in life, in your own life and in the world. You need to be aware. You need to bring awareness. I do think that is very important. But you also have to give yourself those moments throughout the day to allow yourself to smile and to allow yourself to step back and be present and be grateful for whatever is in front of you, whatever is in front of you in your own life. Enable for you to be there for loved ones, be there for others, strangers, the world, make an impact. You do have to take care of yourself. You do have to have love to give. So you have to give yourself those moments. So if you don't know what a glimmer is a moment that brings you hope, joy, or inspiration. It's something that makes your soul feel a little bit lighter and more on the positive side. For me, it feels like home inside. An example being, sometimes when I'm having a really hard day, I go outside and maybe a little butterfly will fly by me, or a bird, something of that sort, and it makes me feel safe and at peace. And immediately it takes me out of that space of hurt to I'm okay, or it just brings me like an ease of a serenity, I guess you could say. A glimmer is the opposite of a trigger, which a trigger is something that induces your anxiety. It makes you feel tense. A trigger rises your nervous system to a state of alertness. A trigger breeds anxiousness. Everyone has totally different glimmers in life, and that's okay. It just makes your own experience unique, but enable to really highlight your own and to see what really does enlighten you, you have to kind of zoom out a bit and be present. Once you slow down, you'll realize what actually does make you smile. That's why step back and appreciate your gratitude, and it will also allow you to have a more abundance perspective, which drives you away from a scarcity mindset, which is also immensely important when trying to grow and expand your mindset. Because abundance, once you are thinking in that kind of spectrum and field, you'll begin to realize how life does flow at you and blessings are coming at you. You just have to be awake enough and present enough to accept them and accept your blessings and know that you do deserve them. That's why I know it is so crucial for you to have awareness of these, because life can get so busy. It's all these things that sometimes can get lost in the mundane part of life, that being caught up in certain responsibilities and jumping from here to there, and you can start to realize that these moments that maybe are seen as more of the simple things, the little things, really aren't the simple things. They're not the little things, in my opinion, are what bind my whole life together as a whole. And what I mean by so is you could array your life in accomplishments or moments where you got praise or you reached goals, which is fine. I think that's so important to focus on reaching your goals. But also you have to be mindful too that just going from accomplishment to accomplishment, you might miss out on all of the in-between. And the in-between can be such pure moments and honestly everything. And in my opinion, it literally is what binds my whole life together, is glimmers. Because when I zoom out and I realize what actually brings my heart fulfillment is the little things, which really aren't the little things. They're everything to me. And here's just some examples of glimmers in my own life. It's waking up and just being alive, being able to see and hear. I can breathe, I can move my own body. I have the freedom to do as I choose. I can go outside and bask in the sun. I can feel the sun rays on me. I can go outside and acknowledge all the different different forms of nature. And if you look at all the flower petals and the leaves and the little bugs, and you hear the what do you want? What do you want? Animals is an example, another one. Being able to speak and express yourself, and spending time with yourself, spending time with your loved ones, people that you love and care about. Do you have someone in your life, whether it be a family member, a friend, or a partner, or even a coworker, someone that you love and can cherish? Or is there a passion of yours that lights you up? I mean, have you ever really just appreciated nature in itself? The fruits and vegetables that grow naturally. I mean, I think that's just really, really beautiful. You have to just appreciate what God has blessed you with. Yourself and your health and your abilities and your mind and the different choices you can make, the beauty of the earth, the human connection and the human experience as a whole. Yes, there is, like I said, heavy parts of the human experience, but there also is lots of beautiful parts too. And you have to remember those and to have gratitude and to be thankful and to thank God for your blessings, what you're capable of doing, and the next move you can make. You don't know who's around the corner or what's around the corner. Life is just always giving you different avenues, and even though sometimes it's scary, be thankful for them. And when you're going through moments that are low, know that they're temporary and they will pass, and there's always a reason to keep going, and there is always light somewhere around you. And the reason why I really wanted to emphasize having gratitude and being aware of glimmers is because I was in a depression last summer. It was not a grand time, but I was diagnosed with depression, and it was very hard. It was weird. Everything felt numb. That's how my emotions were. And I don't know, it's just not really like me to feel numb about life. But it honestly was realizing the blessings that I had helped me slowly get out of it. And I know that's maybe not the solution if you are going through depression, to solve it as a whole. But I do fully believe that it is the glue that holds the puzzle together in between. When your mind state is going through something like depression or just feeling low or sad, it can really it can warp you in a reality that you don't even realize that maybe you're in. It can really start to change your whole outlook on life, and then all of a sudden you feel like a different person in a way. And you start to almost feel trapped, and you start to almost feel like you can't get out. It really your mind starts to lie to you. And it puts you from this place where you can't even really imagine a different view, a different outlook. And that can be very dangerous, especially if you're staying in that state for a while and if you're not surrounded by people who support you. But once I started to say, hey, I do not like this numb feeling, I want to start to have some feeling back, I started to make a list, a gratitude list, and a glimmer list of what brings me joy. And it really is a lot of factors that make my heart just smile. And also the people in my life. And just really think about it. When your loved ones are talking, do you notice how their eyes light up when they talk? Do you notice how they laugh? Do you notice how people interact with others? Or maybe you're in a place where you don't really have that many people in your life. Just remember, it's temporary, because in time, as long as you're living in your alignment, you will align with others. It's just a matter of time. Go out and go get a drink or something, like a cup of coffee, or I don't know, whatever you like to drink, tea. And just go sit at a cafe and just acknowledge your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what are you drinking? What are you eating? Go read a book outside. Give yourself a picnic. Go bring a blanket, a towel, whatever, and go sit in the sun. Bring a book and be at peace. Allow your body to slow down. Because when you are in a state that's either, maybe it's very heightened and you're super anxious, or maybe it's very low and you're depressed. I have been in both. Like I said, it's really hard for you to kind of imagine life from a different perspective. And for both cases, I had to slow down and able to step back and realize what was happening. I had to take myself out of that place by slowing down. And it's ironic because when you're in that state, you don't really want to slow down. You don't really want to be present. When you're anxious, you want to feel anything but anxiety, so you look for distractions. When you're feeling depressed, you don't really want to be in those emotions. You just kind of want to just numb out, or you want distractions. And I think that's the most trickiest, it's tricky. I'm not going to say it's easy, but what you have to do, at least for me, you gotta face those fears. You gotta slow down. Don't be afraid of your own mind. It's your mind. It's a part of your spirit, your body. It's okay. You're safe. You're safe. Keep telling yourself that. You are safe. You can be present. Really just jump back to yourself. Write it down and I always say this, write it down and keep rereading it any moment that you feel low, or any moment that you feel in too much disarray, you don't feel like yourself. Find your core. Find what brings you as an individual a reason to keep going. And really embrace yourself in that. Have something to look forward to every day. And I challenge you to try to find 5 glimmers today. Try to find 5 glimmers tomorrow and slowly build on that. Acclimate your mind towards seeing life in a lighter perspective, in a lighter point of view, because it really changes things. Because then you slowly start to live life, at least I did, and I started noticing more things that before I would just walk by, or I would just wake up and I almost felt, I don't want to say robotic, but in a way I kind of just felt like I was doing things on such a routine basis that I was ignoring certain people and certain things that were right in front of me, where in reality now I wake up and I'm slower. I take my time. I'm not going to pick up the phone right away. I'm not going to pick up a distraction right away. I'm going to embrace, just, if you have a bed, do you have a bed? That's something to be grateful for. Do you have blankets, a pillow? Do you have a home or someplace that you're staying? All these things, they add up. Are you able to afford something that you love? Maybe it's a musical instrument, or maybe it's, I don't know, whatever passion that you have. Do you have some of the goods that you need to do your passions? Do you have the paints or the brushes for you to paint? All these things, they just add up. And once you start to realize that, whoa, there are blessings all around you, it really starts to branch out your mind. And our brains are malleable. Your brain can rewire itself to an extent. When you start embracing this gratitude, your mind does start to see life in more abundance. Because when you're in a low state, at least for me, I had a really scarcity mindset. I was very much set on just trying to control things, make it happen. I didn't think it was possible, or I was coming from a place of lack. And coming from a place of lack, it can also allow you to self-sabotage. It can allow you to go back to familiar cycles, which I have a video on breaking unhealthy cycles. Coming from a place of lack really does not push you forward, it pushes you back. But when you have a mindset of abundance, it really drives you to start to see, hey, there is love all around me. There is light all around me. For me, I believe in God. So when I am fully having faith and trusting, I know that it's going to be okay. Somehow it's going to be okay. Even when I go through phases that are really dark and it feels like there's no light, I just know that there is light. There's light, and I have to keep hanging on. When you have that faith, when you have that hope, it really allows your body to kind of be in a harmony state versus lack. You're just grabbing at whatever, and you're almost latching on to whatever's around you, and that doesn't really always lead to the greatest decisions, because now you're operating from a desperation mindset too, and that usually don't end up well. I've done it far too many times. Would not recommend. Anyways, just trying to help y'all. Sister did it. Sister done did it. I don't want to do it again. Anyways, I got lost. What was I talking about? Admire who and what's around you. Please be able to do that. Because life may surprise you. And try not to get lost in greed and in pride. Because those are some tricky territories to navigate, especially ego too. That's another one. Being too caught up in those can really just strip you of gratitude. Always remember, you're not alone. We're all in this together, but I do deeply, deeply challenge you to try to notice glimmers as you go about life, and please write it down. Please write it down. It's really easy for your mind to kind of focus on the bad, especially when you're going through something. So by having those gentle reminders, it kind of can bring you back up for a moment. And when you're spiraling, when you're going downwards, take out that list and say, it's okay. We're gonna be okay. Hard times are temporary. And this moment is temporary and it will pass. What are you gonna do now that will be healthiest for your future long term? And try to shift your perspective and change your own reality, because that is the way you can honestly leap into a different reality, is by taking yourself out of the one you're in now, changing your mind, wake up that spirit in you, and then your body will follow. And it does take time, and that is okay. All of this takes time, especially if you've had a negative outlook for a very long time. Your mind is basically programmed and wired to view life in that way. It's all right. It's not your fault. But now you can slowly, one step at a time, one day at a time, change it, revert it. You're just going to have patience with yourself and know that it probably will not happen overnight, and that's okay. Day by day, slow steps. That's pretty much how you do for most cases in life. Think of if you're trying to, build a certain muscle to be able to accomplish. You're training for a marathon, right? Let's think of that. You ain't going to be at the top in one night. Okay? It's going to take you time, and that's okay. In the healing process, patience will freaking take you so many places, and I know patience is hard because we want it now. We want to know. Jumping into the unknown can be so flippin' scary. Can I cuss on YouTube? I don't know. Point being across, it is so freaking hard to have patience, especially being a human, because being a human, your brain likes to choose outcomes that it already knows. Your brain likes to know what's next. Your brain does that because it's trying to protect you. It's literally just like basic brain knowledge. Your brain doesn't like jumping into the unknown. And by you having faith, trust, patience, believing, feeling it, knowing that it's going to be okay, this is going to work out, this time will pass, but yet you don't really have a solid answer as to how this time will pass, that is jumping into the unknown. And that is so freaking scary, but it's so brave. It's so brave because you could default and just, keep getting sucked backwards, or you could have faith and trust. Let's change the mindset. Let's work on it slowly. Be kind to yourself. It doesn't mean you're just going to be joyful like that. It's not how it works, but slowly, building, changing, rewiring your perspective, changing your own reality, navigating life differently, surrounding yourself with people who genuinely do respect you and are listening to your boundaries, or at least trying to, changing your lifestyle, changing how you treat yourself. It's not just like a one-step kind of thing. It's a whole branch. But you do that, and then you start to realize, oh, my brain's thinking differently. And you do actually start to believe differently, and then you start to act differently, and it all kind of makes sense after that. It just takes time and patience. Both very difficult virtues to break if you're stubborn like me. I'm so freaking stubborn, because every time I'm patient and trust God and realize my blessings and breathe, I start to see things that I wouldn't have seen before if I was operating from a place of lack. So, it's important to be awake. When I say see things, I don't mean like actually visually see, but also I do mean visually see. I mean see things as in visually see, but also feel them, be awake. when I was going through a depression, I would honestly kind of describe my spirit as being asleep. I mentioned I felt numb. I think when you are in a state, doesn't have to be depression, it could be any state that is just really disconnected to your spirit, disconnected to who you feel your soul is meant to be. Are you following what you're called to? Are you following your purpose? Do you feel in alignment? Do you feel like you're navigating life in a way that just feels like you? But when you're living life in a way, in a path that maybe someone else wants you to, you're not living life in the way that you feel you're supposed to go, that's when it can make you feel not synced with yourself. And when you're not synced with yourself, that's when, at least for me, it made me feel like I was asleep, because time went on, and years, I wasn't really seeing life like I was meant to. I wasn't feeling life like I was supposed to. I just was in this place where I genuinely felt like I was living life asleep. But now I feel awakened, and it really changes how you see and feel the world and people, and how you see your own life and how you see your own future. And even when there is a bunch of chaos going on that is out of your control, you at least are able to take a moment for yourself, to take care of yourself, to come back to yourself, and then you're able to give to others or raise awareness for others. Or also, when there is something chaotic going on, you have hope that one day it will work out, or there will be peace. Even when things are massively frightening, instead of just wanting to disappear, you want to fight. You don't want to give up. You want to keep going each day. You know your life is worth living, and you know that you can make an impact. There's a butterfly effect. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much one person has affected my own life and what I've heard from other people? There are some people that I think about now that I went to school with years and years ago, or that interacted with me when I was a child. I haven't seen them in, goodness gracious, a long time, and they've impacted me, or something that someone has said to me or did, or how they made me feel, in both negative ways but also positive too. Do I want to sulk and focus on the hurt people have caused me, or do I want to focus on the inspiration? Humanity does exist, that some people actually do care. That I tell myself when I'm going through times of hurt is, when I'm in a dark room and I light a little match, it only takes a small amount of light to light up a dark room. If you compare that to your own life and also others too, their impact on you, it only takes something very small to change your day. It only takes something very small to change someone else's day too. And a butterfly effect of you showing up for yourself enables you to show up for other people. And maybe, just maybe, some of those other people will appreciate your spirit as well, and you will inspire them to do something loving for someone else, even if it's just saying something kind. And that is a way that will affect and impact the world. Even if you don't think you can make much impact, you can, and you are able to, and you get to, and you are blessed, and you are alive right now. If you're listening to my video, hello, glad you're here. Remember to find some glimmers. Remember that challenge. Try to find some glimmers, okay? Love you guys. Till next time. Till next time. Until next time.